everyone. So this lesson is going to be one of 3 lessons for McGraw-Hill Chapter 5. We're in Lesson 7, but there are 3 addition properties that they want us to work on. So I'm going to do each one with its own video just so we can slow it down and take it step by step. The first property I'm going to show you is called the commutative property with addition. There are rules when we talk about these properties. They state a rule that every time we add or work with numbers, this commutative property will be true every time. So let me show what commutative property is. Commutative property is stating that if you switch the order of numbers, and I'm going to abbreviate here, the answer won't change. So let's say I have the equation 2 plus 5 plus 4. If it's written in this order, that's what I mean by order, if you switch the order, but look at this order. This goes 2, 5, 4. I am using addition. Now if I added this in order, what would I get? 2 plus 5 is 7, and 7 plus 4 is 12. Oh, I'm sorry, 7 plus 4 is 11. I was like, wait a second. Okay, so 2 plus 5 is 7, 7 plus 4 is 11. What if I switch this order? Commutative property states that if I switch the order, this answer won't change. Let's see if that's true. What if I did 5 plus 4 plus 2? Well, 5 plus 4 is 9, and 9 plus 2 is 11. So far, so good. What if I change the order again? What if I did 4 plus 2 plus 5? Well, 4 plus 2 is 6, and 6 plus 5 is 11. Wow, it is true. So again, the commutative property states that if you have an equation with addition only, notice that we're only working with addition right now, if you switch the order of the numbers, the answer won't change. Let's go ahead and do another example because your book is going to have you also doing it with some decimals. Okay, so here we go. What if I had 8 plus 6.3 plus a 2? Okay, they're throwing in decimals because we're working with decimals in this chapter, but don't hesitate. It's still the same thing, but when you're adding this, you may need to stack it to make sure you're adding correctly. Okay, so let's do it in this order first. So it says add 8 plus 6.3. Well, how do I do that if this one doesn't have a decimal? Well, remember that I can rewrite it as 8.0 because essentially 8.0 is the same thing as 8. And then I need to add that to 6.3. We'll line up the decimals, and it would look like this. So let's go ahead and add. 0 plus 3 is 3. Bring down my decimal. And 8 plus 6 is 14. So there you have it. So what do I need to do with that? Am I done? I'm not done. I need to now add that to 2. So now it's 14.3 or 14 3/10 plus 2. How do I set up the 2? Well, remember 2 is the same thing as 2.0. So line up that decimal, fill in the blank spots, and there you go. 3 plus 0 is 3. Line up your decimal, bring it on down. 4 plus 2 is 6, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So there's our answer. So our answer is 16 3/10. Now that was a lot of work just to answer this first one, but it's because there was a decimal, and we have to do that. So now what I want you to think is, if I switch the order, will the answer change? Let's find out. Now erase this. So commutative property states, even if I'm doing it with a decimal, that if I have addition symbols, the order, if it's changed, I'll still get my answer. Let's see if it's right. What if I did 2 plus 8 plus 6 3/10? So I'm going to do 2 plus 8 first, which is 10. So now it's 10 plus 6 3/10. So let's see if that's right. So 10 plus, now how do I line this up? Always create a decimal out of that whole number. So 10 is the same thing as 10 0/10. And then line up your decimal and fill it in. We have a 3 here and a 6 here. You can put a 0 in the blank spots as well. All right, we bring down our decimal. 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 plus 6 is 6. And 1 plus 0 is 1. And there you have it. Commutative property does work. It is true that if you switch the order when adding, you will still get the same answer. All right, you guys, so go ahead and watch the other two videos. I'm going to show you associative property and the identitive property when working with addition.